Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Under the Volcano with me, Nigel Simmons.
And me, Ian Wallace.
How are you, Ian? And coming up this week, we are all about world records set in Bali. We also have an attempt at a record for putting ferrets down your trousers and our own world record challenge in which we offer real money for anyone who can balance a motorbike on the head for more than 15 seconds. Not to mention, of course, the story of Big George fighting his way up the hill at the fair to beat up the pikeys. But first... And now, a word from our sponsors.
Island Brewing. That's a beautiful drop.
That is a beautiful drop. And we are drinking it today, of course, the light lager, 3.3%. Still continues to be a nice drop, even though we've actually had to purchase these, Ian, this week because we've run out.
Shock horror.
So if Ty, if you're listening, I've got a present for you, but also, and the marketing team,
send more beer!
Yeah. So that's why we're having to supplement it today as well by the beautiful bintang that Ian's drinking, and I'm actually on the Barley High Romantic Day Lager, which is a decent drop.
That's day lager.
Day lager, not gate.
Yes.
I see. Right. Okay. And okay, it's time for feedback.
There.
Feedback.
Right, this week on feedback, we've got from Mr. Lee Stone, who is a Barley icon, on our YouTube channel. Thanks for checking in. He said, fact check, Ewan McGregor, he writes, was Obi-Wan Kenobi, not Luke Skywalker. And the force is strong in Barley. You sent a tremor through it with this. We did have a conversation, didn't we, about Ewan McGregor and his mate, whose name I still can't remember. Charlie Borman, yeah.
Yes.
And they rode their motorbikes down to up to Everest and all
upside down and wherever they went.
Out of town, into town, out of town, yeah. So thanks for that, Mr. Lee. And from Just Being Jim on YouTube, we've also, he writes that, what an ending, he said, that must be classed as a cliffhanger. So I think he's probably referring to our story or non-story about Big George, and of course, which we will get to.
Yeah, not to be confused with Boy George.
No,
who
certainly
I don't
not.
think has ever fought pikeys.
No,
up a hill.
No, I can't imagine. Well,
no. Well, he might have done.
He's pushed a few things up the hill, I imagine. Stop it.
Stop it. So, Just Being Jim, he's my barber.
Oh, really?
Back in England.
Really?
Yeah, no, super guy.
Back in Norwich?
Yeah, no, Ipswich. In Suffolk. But don't tell anyone.
Right.
But, Mark, you really need to adjust your prices. I'm paying £2.50 for this.
Really?
And I pay you 30 quid.
Mark, there's a word to the wise there.
Yeah.
£2.50 in Barley and £30
£30
back in England.
30 English pound. But anyway, he's got overheads. And happy birthday. You had your 7th birthday for your wonderful barber's shop.
Oh,
yesterday.
well, that's good, isn't it? Yeah. What's the name of the barber shop, do you know?
It's called Slog and Hustle in Ipswich.
Excuse me?
Slog and Hustle.
Slog and Hustle.
Yeah.
I see. Like as in sort of a work thing, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Yeah. Well, thank you, Mr. Jim. Just Being Jim. It's not called Jim's, Jimbo's place, you know.
Well, yeah, but his name's Mark.
Oh, right, okay. Why has he got a thing called Just Being Jim then?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we should ask him. And if he's listening, Just Being Jim, Mr. Mark, the hairdresser.
The tonsorial artist.
He's a tonsorial artist, is he? Then please just let us know where that name came from so we can follow up.
Elaborate.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we've got also...
This week from the Sanor Weekly.
This week from the Sanor Weekly. We're very glad to see it's again back on track. And as ever, it's filled with fascinating staples. And it makes that sound, doesn't it? Yeah. A real newspaper. We like it, yeah. So it's got a bunch of stuff in there this week, as ever, filled with advertising. And, I see that, we know this month in Bali is kind of a conflagration of different things going on.
Yeah, lots of celebration.
There are, yeah. We've just had Galongan.
Yeah, last Wednesday.
Yeah, last Wednesday. Lasts a week. That's basically the if I'm not incorrect in my Hindu religious philosophy studies. That's when the ancestors basically arrived to Earth, and it's a sort of a story of good defeating evil. So it's sort of like a Christmas thing that happens on the Balinese calendar. I think every 210 days. So most people would say 6 months, but it's actually 210 days because the Balinese have got a pretty funky calendar going on based on the movement of the moon and the stars, and it's basically the moon, isn't it? And going round and la la la. So we've all got one of those little calendars at home, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
On because that marks the red days.
Yeah, all the red days.
Yeah, and the little circle red ones, and we know what's coming up. And they have a fascinating pantheon of glorious celebrations in Bali, which
we do.
Just so magnificent. But also, I mean, we've got the biggest one coming up this month in March.
On the 11th.
On the 11th, it's Nyepi.
Yeah.
The Day of Silence.
Yeah.
Have you experienced that before?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I was here last year for that, and it's just an incredible experience.
Yeah.
So you can't do anything. You can't go out. You stay at home. You can't have your lights on. You can't have your telly on. Sound.
Right. No cooking?
No. Well, I suppose you can cook quietly.
Not supposed to.
You're not supposed to.
No,
no fire.
No, not supposed to. No fire. Not supposed to do anything. So it's sort of.
We cook on fire.
It starts the evening before with the kind of carnival atmosphere.
Yeah.
Ogo. Yeah, building the ogo, which are sort of paper mache and very elaborate. Probably got a picture here of a few ogo. So they're paraded through the streets on the back of Balinese people, and beautifully done. And it's just sort of a chaotic time. It's one of those festivals that I've always thought that's never quite been, properly managed, if you like, because I go and see it.
Perhaps that's the attraction of it, the chaos.
It is chaotic.
Which it is, but it's a wonderful thing. So I know a lot of people, they take themselves to hotels for Nyepi.
It is an expat thing to do here, and they all go. Where are you going for Nyepi?
Yeah, I'm going to sit in a fucking swimming pool for 24 hours.
Exactly, that's what they do, and drink themselves stupid. Yeah, it's kind of bullshit. I always stay at home, and
Yeah, no, it's a wonderful thing to do, and I think if the whole world did something like that,
imagine.
Fucking take time out for 24 hours.
Yeah, no, so everything stops. I mean, the airport's closed, all lights are off, there's no electricity, the internet is off.
Yeah.
TV's obviously not, nothing's going on, so you can't turn your lights on at all. And if you do, there are the lovely Pachalang.
That's right, they'll come around and beat you to a pulp.
Yeah, they'll come around.
Well, not quite.
They won't beat you to a pulp, but they will give you a hard time.
Yeah. No, rightly so.
So you can't have any light on. Even the fridge lights sometimes at home, we have to sort of tape over the big blue light, You just get a knock on the door. Like, oi!
Don't you know there's a war on?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We used to when... it's tricky when... if you've got young kids, I suppose, and you're not used to the sort of religious, calendar here, then I can see why maybe you would want to take your kid to a hotel.
Yeah, maybe. But I just think it's just get into the spirit of it.
Yeah, the spirits of it, Because the noise is made on the eve of Nyepi, of course, with the oga. And there's lots of banging of pots and pans and
noisy fuck.
To chase away the evil spirits.
Yeah.
And then
peace.
Yeah, and then fool them into thinking the next day that everybody's left this realm, and they go, "Oh, fuck this! Then we're gonna, go somewhere else."
Yeah.
So they all bugger off. So the bad stuff goes away, and we're left with the beautiful peace and silence. And it's something that should be done around the world, I think. Can you imagine if they shut the airport in London, or Paris?
It'd be wonderful.
Wouldn't it be wonderful?
Yeah.
You actually had to sit at home. But in England, you have to sit at home anyway because the weather's shit.
That's right, especially this time of year.
But if you had to sit at home, this time of year...
I suppose it's a bit easier for us here.
It is a little bit easier. We can have the doors open. But if you had to sit at home in England, with the TV off, can you imagine...
Looking at your wife.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
There'd be murders.
There would.
Yeah.
It'd be awful. It'd be carnage.
We've also, of course, got on the same day, because Indonesia is such a wonderfully... multicultural,
diverse,
and on Nyepi Day, I think the following day of silence is also the start of the holy month, right?
Ramadan.
And with the Ramadan. So we've got to have 100 million Indonesian Muslims who will be fasting for a month and connecting with the Prophet.
Peace be upon him.
Peace be upon him. And that will conclude with a joyous homecoming to family and friends after that month for Eid al-Fitr.
Yeah.
Have you had, because your wife is Muslim. Right?
Yeah. As am I.
Of course you
I had
are.
to convert. So, yeah. So all of that.
All of that, yeah.
So, yeah, we went to Java last year.
Right.
And so that was interesting. And this year, my wife and our little boys, they're going there on their own because I'm going elsewhere.
Right.
But yeah, it's just a wonderful. It's again a celebration.
Yeah.
A celebration.
I mean, akin to Christmas, but of course without the booze and stuff. And then food is a massive thing. Just coming together, yeah.
Yeah, and in with that in Ramadan, at ours at home, my wife makes tea, iced tea for everybody.
Yeah.
So at 5 o'clock in the evening,
Yeah.
she's out there at the front of ours serving up tea.
I mean,
Free of charge to people.
When she breaks fast, yeah.
Yeah. To break fast.
Yeah.
So anybody coming past on a bike, have a free tea.
What gets
Nice
me
thing.
is the, because it's all to do with the end of the day is to do with the position of the moon, I believe, right?
I'm not sure. to be
Yeah.
honest.
So it changes every single day. So by a few minutes or what have you.
Yeah.
So I've got my in-law, my brother's wife, and her family, of course, are Muslims, and they've got this table on the fridge.
Yeah.
When they know the
Yeah, of
exact
course,
time, because everyone's waiting because they're all pretty starving.
Yeah.
And they have to get up early to eat first before the sun rises. So they're usually up at sort of 3 o'clock in the morning and eating, right?
That's it.
And then back to bed. So it's not a hugely productive time. I wonder how Muslims in let's say the UK would manage that.
I think they do. I
they
know
must do.
quite a few Muslims in the UK, and it just happens.
Yeah.
They make it work.
Yeah, no, I've talked to my sister-in-law about it, and she's like, I'm like, how do you do it? Like fasting for the whole day, not eating, and all that, no water. She's like, I've done it since I was,
Exactly. It's
5 years old. It's great.
Learned
I love
behaviour.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother, who is also a Muslim and follows the fasting. I think not necessarily for religious purposes, but finds it enormously useful for his health.
Absolutely.
So, he's a big proponent of. Shout out to Richard, by the way.
Hey, Richard.
He's a big proponent of the intermittent fasting.
Yep.
Which I am too now.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Me too.
I don't go to when I go to bed. I don't eat after 7.
No.
And then I don't eat again until lunchtime, basically. So
Yeah.
I'm doing the
About the same as me.
black coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
That's it. And then until lunchtime. So my body's just kind of working itself through that.
And look, you are
Look at me
the
now.
picture of health.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Epitome.
So it's a busy month. Coming up.
No, it's a good month.
Yeah,
Good month.
I'm not sure I'm going to stop drinking the beer. I'm thinking about maybe giving up the beer for the month. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes.
Well, see how that. Yeah.
What time is it?
Yeah. That's bear time.
Tell you what it is. It's a world record in barley time.
Yes.
So we want to talk about a bit about world records because we were just going through the World Wide Web and just this thing popped out. World records that have been set in barley. It's quite extraordinary. The first one I came across was this mass synchronized surfing.
Yep.
In which 53 surfers got on the same wave and surfed it, and that was a while ago. But it set a Guinness World Record for the most surfers, on a single wave.
That's a lot of people.
And there's a picture of it here. It's quite a thing, If you say 53, doesn't sound that many, but it stretches like
That's more than the bus load.
That's more on the bus. There's a couple of bus loads, isn't it? Yeah, it stretches up the up the beach, sort of half a kilometre. That's quite a thing. So well done, guys, for doing that.
Well, it's 2006.
It was a long time ago. I wonder if it's been beaten.
Yeah.
But the other one, I love this one as well, the world record for 1,000 spa treatments on the beach. Yeah. And it happened in 2014 on Sanor Beach when 1,000 masseurs gathered for a record-breaking session of pampering.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of those pampering activities going on there. You can see. Everyone's got the same T-shirt on. I noticed. Yeah, it must be. I don't know. It could be hot. I imagine.
I can imagine, but what I'm imagining is 1,000 happy endings.
Oh God, you had to go there.
Yeah, I did.
No.
Because they worry about all the plastic turning up on the beach.
yeah.
What about all the jizz?
Oh, stop it, man.
Sorry.
Dear.
But anyway,
Yeah.
What's the next one?
Ooh, I'm never going swimming again. So the third one I came across was Christmas. So in Tulam Ben, which is out towards Ahmed, on the west of Bali, in 2012, they set a world record.
Easter Bali.
For planting the deepest underwater Christmas tree. So they got a concrete base and they sunk it to 37.5 meters, and they planted
What's all that about?
an artificial tree. It says here. I wonder if that was a plastic tree. Can't have been.
Fucking pagan.
It can't have been.
Coming over here.
Planting their bloody
fucking Christmas tree.
planting a bloody Christmas tree during a Ramadan month. What they're doing, yeah. Good
Yeah.
God.
Bastards.
The other one, while I was looking, this one's not related to Bali, but it stood out and it spoke to me. It was there's this guy in the Philippines, Gerard Jesse, and who has a world record for balancing a motorcycle on his head for 14.93 seconds, which I thought sounded pretty pathetic because being in
Not
Bali,
long, is it?
well, it's not long, no. Also, but being in Bali, people carry a lot of shit on their heads.
They do.
So anyway, here's a quick video of Gerard Jesse balancing his motorbike. It's got to be 100 kilos motorbike. It's got to be a working motorbike, and there he is balancing on his head, dressed I see as Evil Knievel. But in Bali, carrying stuff on your head that's a mark of being Balinese, right?
Yes,
So
that's what I do.
up and down cliffs, old grannies carrying massive piles of bricks. And also to the temple with there's also a picture I found of the this impossibly tall Banten offering tower, if you like, carried on. That woman says, look at that, it's incredible. So I just thought 14.93 seconds. I just don't see that is a massive. Why is that a record? That's not a fucking record. I reckon there's someone out there, probably an old Ibu, an old woman, or even a young woman, or even a young man, but mostly it's women who carry stuff on their head. I reckon there's somebody out there who could beat that record.
Right.
And I think that we should maybe set a challenge.
Throw down the gauntlet.
We're going to throw down the gauntlet.
Yeah. We'll provide the motorbike.
We will.
That'll be a Yamaha NMAX.
Oh, yes, your Yamaha NMAX with the yellow wrap.
Yeah.
And we will also provide some cash. We're going to offer 1 million rupiah for anybody that can send us video proof of balancing a 100-kilo motorbike on their head for more than 15 seconds. Because if you can, then we will be able to add to the pantheon of world records offered set in Bali. And I think, we can do it. I don't think I could do it, but if you're out there, you want to have a go, you want to win 1 million rupiah from Island Brewing, who are going to be sponsoring it. They don't know this yet.
They do now.
They do now.
Yeah.
So they're going to be sponsoring it for 1 million rupiah. There will be drinking involved, but not by the person doing the balancing. It'll be us as the adjudicators. And
That's right.
We will be there with 1 million rupiah in cash. And we will be timing it, of course, and recording it for posterity and setting a new world record in Bali for balancing a motorbike
on your head.
On your head. There you go.
Yeah.
Have you got any world record stories, Ian? While I open my beer.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah, because my dad. So when we were little, we had ferrets.
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 You mean it's stoats?
No, ferrets, Nigel.
Right. Okay.
Ferrets.
They're like a
And-
small sort of, if anybody doesn't know a ferret, because we're from Norfolk, we know what a ferret is. You know?
Well, I do.
A lot of people
I'm
had.
not sure you do.
I do know what a ferret is. I know what a ferret is because I'm from the newspaper.
You just called it a
business.
fucking stoat.
Well, a stoat's a stoat, you know,
Yes.
and there is a difference between a ferret and a stoat. I do actually know a bit about my muscelids, you know, as they're
Yes.
called.
Yes.
So,
Which I had to Google, by the way.
well, I mean, I do know about beavers and
I'm sure
ferrets
you do.
and weasels and stuff, and particularly English. I think the mustelid, is it mustelid or muscelids? I think it's pronounced
Yeah.
muscelids. So it's those weird animals that are sort of halfway between a cat, bear, and a fox. Do you know? They are, aren't they? And they're particularly badgers and shit. They're like particularly English, sort of.
They
They're
are,
like
but we didn't keep badgers at home.
didn't you?
We kept ferrets.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And my father had this thing, because it's always been a thing for years about, it's called trousering, I think. But it's about basically putting ferrets down your trousers.
Right. I've
And there's
seen
this old
yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
He had the world record in the 70s. Something.
Yeah.
For like 5 hours. Well, my old man, my dad, he used to put ferrets down his trousers. Our 2 ferrets.
Do you remember their names, the ferrets?
No.
No.
Cycle clips on the bottom of his trousers.
Right.
To keep the little fuckers in. And he just used to put these ferrets around his trousers and then go in his workshop, make a cabinet, you know, fix a bicycle, whatever, and these bloody things just be down there. So
Did they used to bite him?
no, but they used to bite me and my brother.
Yeah, that's a funny thing.
bastards.
Yeah, a little bit like my ducks, you know. So
Yeah.
anybody comes or a dog, you know, if it's your ferret and you're feeding the ferret, he's generally going to be pretty friendly
Yeah.
towards you. But if you're not feeding him and you're not
Yeah,
friendly, he's
fucking
gonna.
happy.
They are nasty little nippy fuckers. Now let's just have a quick look at the world record attempt for trousering a ferret here.
Yes.
Yeah, from the BBC archive, I believe. That looks pretty gruesome, man. I just,
it's-
I mean, I've heard about it, but
Yeah, no.
I'm not sure I'm going to attempt that.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Because they've got those little ratty teeth, haven't they? They're sharp teeth. Yeah.
They nip like fuck.
Oh,
But and we always used to get told as kids, oh, well, they're just little, you know, it's just little gentle things.
yeah.
No,
but
they weren't.
why?
fucking
Why?
horrible.
What is it about the English? You know,
And pain.
No, well, pain, but and not just pain, but like bizarre behaviour like this. Do you know?
Yeah.
Is it because they're bored or what? It's-
I don't know. Perhaps it was bad potty training. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
mummy didn't love you. I don't
That's
know. I
right.
mean, what? But why? Because there was that whole series. What's it called? That's Life.
That's
wasn't it?
Life, yeah.
It was fantastic in the
It
70s.
was Esther Ranson.
with Esther Ranson and her
Yeah.
big teeth. Yeah,
Yeah.
And she used to go around and just interview these
Yeah,
people, do
and
these crazy
so they had
English things. You know?
strange people, strange vegetables.
Yes,
Do you remember them?
odd vegetables.
Carrots that look like penises.
One I do remember is
Yeah.
the dog.
Oh, it's
That-
sausages.
Yeah, sausages. He could talk, couldn't he? He could talk.
Yeah, but only if you move the fucking door.
but it's just the piss taking
I
of
know,
it.
I
You know,
know.
so they go around. Let's just have a quick clip of sausages.
Tell us what you have on a Thursday,
Yeah,
Prince.
what's yours, Skippy Prince? What?
It's a sort of particular English sense of humour. I think probably dying out now
Absolutely, man.
because everyone's a cunt you
Yeah.
know, these days.
Yeah.
So on
Yeah.
Twitter and X and whatever.
Yeah.
And it's all become just not English, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about multiculturalism. I'm just talking about
just having a laugh.
people having a laugh, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just seems to have gone with that.
Yeah.
The new generation don't want to have a laugh.
No,
You can't have a
it's all
laugh
so
about anything.
Fucking serious.
You can't laugh about this. You can't laugh,
Laugh about
that.
a Yorkshire Terrier saying sausages.
Sausages, yeah. Was it a Yorkshire Terrier? Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, yeah, no, it's fantastic. I love that. Man. It's just, but muscelids, yeah, they've
Yes.
got sort of similar. They've got the thing called the lubac here. Do you know about that?
No.
So the lubac, I imagine, and I haven't checked this out. Is also a muscelid. I imagine it must be because it's halfway between. It's a civet cat, basically.
Okay.
So and I've seen one, and we had one in my house, and shone the torch up, something making noise. What the fuck is that? Right. And I honestly could not identify it. And I am a bit of a,
bit of a
nature lover.
What's the word?
Yeah.
David Bellamy's long lost brother.
Well, yeah. His idiot brother, maybe. Yeah.
Yes.
But I looked up and it was this black, but not particularly a nice black. And it had these, the light was shining in his eyes, but they were red,
Right.
And it's got this long snout, a little fucking, weaselly kind of snout.
So how big?
So we're talking about a bit larger than the cat.
Fuck.
Yeah, and it's got a long tail, like a long tail, like a bushy. Let's have a picture of the Luwak there. So when you see it, you kind of, if you've never seen one before, it's hard to identify. You're like, what the fuck is it? What is that? Is that a dog? Is it a cat? What is it?
Yeah.
And it looks like the devil, basically, So, but they're extremely shy things, and you don't often see them. They're always only out at night. But this guy was just creeping around, which is amazing because I have cats and dogs, and they would definitely not get on.
Yeah.
So the Luwak, the civet cat, they use here in another bizarre Balinese sort of, not a ritual, but they feed the civet cat coffee beans.
Okay.
And then they wait for the civet cat to shit out the coffee beans, and then
barley coffee.
Not barley coffee. No, and then they roast the
shit.
The shit. Well, basically, they take out because they don't digest the bean. It just comes out, But it's gone through them, and then they collect all the coffee beans up that have been shat out by the civet cat, and they sell it for an absolute fucking fortune. Do you know?
Well, there's
Luwak coffee. Yeah, it's I've never tried it. Proponents say it is a delicacy.
Yes.
For me, the only thing that I'm gonna intake, or I have in the past, that's been up somebody's backside. I probably put between a few Rizzlers. Do you know what
exactly?
I mean? And that's about as far as I'm going to go. And that was a long time ago. And
that's another story.
That's another story. So that's not going to be. But yeah, the Luwak, I think, is that Luwak. Yeah.
Luwak.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Lurpak.
No, it's not butter.
No.
It's a creepy, slightly creepy. The sound they make is a little bit weird, I think. Maybe we've got the sound here. It's a bit like a fox.
Yeah.
Sort of fantastic Mr. Fox. It's sort of a badgery, fucking muscly kind of thing.
So muscelids, they include honey badgers.
I imagine they would, yeah.
Which I'd never heard of.
But a honey badger surely is a bear.
Yeah, it is. And shall I tell you about a honey badger?
Okay.
Well, Mark, my tonsorial artist,
yes.
his business partner is called the honey badger.
Oh, really?
So two references, Mark. I need a free haircut.
You definitely need a free haircut. But you do know that honey badger is a gay term, right?
Well, I wouldn't know that.
You didn't know that? You didn't know that?
Mate, I only ride an NMAX.
Well, yellow NMAX, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. No, the honey badger, I think you might have to look that up.
I'm going to have to Google that.
Well, I'm not...
Before this goes out.
I don't want to, ask too many impertinent questions.
No.
But it's Mark of the...
No.
No, he's not. Okay.
I said that too quickly. But no.
No, he's not.
No,
He's not. Just a hairdresser.
That's right.
But a honey badger. Yeah.
As a business partner.
He's still out there, and he's going to watch, and he's going to give you a free haircut next time you're back.
He will.
You're back anyway.
He will. Yes.
I think we've got a little bit of time left. Could it be the time that we tell the story about Big George? Because we've been going on about this for a while. You know that story?
I know. But I really don't think we've got time.
Oh well.
But look, I promise we'll do it next week.
Okay.
All right? I promise. Okay. Bang tidy.
Bang tidy.